up, guys? This is Cody from the Courthouse, and welcome to my brand new show, Code Breaker, where I'm going to crack the code on, just whatever I think of. And today I have August with me.
Hey, how's it going?
And I wanted to start this inaugural? Is that
inaugural?
Yeah.
Well, now I can't talk either, so that's nothing new, though.
I wanted to do this episode. I just watched Chris's new episode of the Chris Chronicle, and it got me thinking. Chris Chronicles. I'm going to get better at that. But it got me thinking about what I wanted to talk about. And on a previous podcast, the guy right here to my left, we had talked about Magikarp, the Pokemon. And he had mentioned some really cool reasons why Magikarp is his favorite Pokemon. So, and they're real philosophical and really interesting. So I kind of wanted to make that my episode. So let's put 10 minutes on the clock and see how much we can crack this code. So, why is Magikarp your favorite Pokemon?
See, that's kind of a weird Pokemon to like, right? Mm-hmm. You know, he's always been considered one of the weakest Pokemon. He doesn't know any useful moves. He can't learn any useful moves. Mm-hmm. To train him, you're basically going to have to switch train him. So you're basically taking him in and out of your party at the beginning of battle, So I'm sure somebody else has probably thought of this, or this is probably actually some sort of Japanese lore or something. but kind of the way I've always pictured Magikarp is this Pokemon who, he starts out really weak, and you've got to really work with him right. Until he evolves into Gyarados, which, is one of the most badass Pokemon out there. He's this big...
He's up there just killing it.
Exactly. He's this big-ass water dragon that, just destroys everybody, Probably not in the meta anymore. I don't really keep up with it anymore. But, I've always seen Magikarp as, something, really, really weak. But, the more you work with it, it's got a lot of potential to grow and be big. And, it basically kind of tells you the story that, even anything really has potential, you just got to work at it.
Right.
So, and people always assume because I collect Pikachu and, he would be my favorite, obviously it's hard to ignore the fact that
He's Pikachu.
He's Pikachu. He's
Mickey Mouse of the Pokemon world.
Right, exactly. Through the last 20 years of Pokemon history,
right.
Pikachu's been at the forefront. So it's hard to deny his pop culture thing. And I have a soft spot for Pikachu. But no, it's always kind of like oddly been drawn to Magikarp,
Yeah.
So, and I just find him cool like that. And I don't know if it really is like, an actual Japanese lore thing, or this idea is probably not unoriginal. I probably picked it up and, it's like, oh man, look at this unique idea. But no, I just really thought Magikarp was cool like that.
I've just never tied like philosophy to the actual Pokemon themselves. But just after you said that, it's just kind of like opened up my mind of like he's never like, you never see him really in the water, just just rocking it. He's not like better in the water. He's not the Aquaman where he's like awesome in the water, but on land he just flops around. No, it's like anytime you see Magikarp, he's just flopping up and down around.
Yeah, no, he's just some dumb fish at any time.
A fish out of water. Yeah. So I mean, like it just kind of says like if you take a fish out of water and you put enough time and work into it, it could become the greatest. And it's just that's a really cool idea.
Yeah, and like I said, because there are a lot of Pokemon that are based on like Japanese like legends and mythology and that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And surely there probably is, and somebody in the comments are probably going to call me out and it's like, you're a freaking idiot, Magikarp is clearly the story of this.
Yeah.
It's about the carp that, went up the waterfall and then turned into a big dragon.
Yeah. It's probably something like that, because there's a big thing in Japanese culture and just the mythology of it with like goldfish are like predominantly in a lot of that stuff, and so are dragons. you know, so I mean they really, really work well together. You get other Pokemon that is like not so friendly. You get like Cubone, which wearing his mother's skull. And...
Oh yeah, no, you have like I believe it's Shriffloom, who's like this balloon looking Pokemon that, and if you read like some of the Pokédex entries, if I could actually talk right, it talks about how he like tricks like little kids to thinking he's a balloon and then just like carries them away.
Really?
Yeah. Like, there's mention of like Pokemon eating other Pokemon in the world. So
that has to happen.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, they are still animals, and I've watched enough, you know, what is it, American Geographic, to know that some of they have to eat. Apparently, they eat puffins.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the little candies, but in the wild, you know, there aren't actual animals in the Pokemon world. So if you put one and one together, they clearly eat each other.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense, but there's just a whole lot of like dark like. Actually, you like dive into Pokemon lore. There's just so many like just dark things, you know.
Oh yeah, what is it? What is Michu?
Michu, or Mimikyu.
Mimikyu, right? Yeah, that's right.
The one from Sun and Moon, right?
I don't know much about Pokemon. That's why, you know, this guy and our buddy Mike, he's the one that does all our unboxings for the Pokemon cards, because we had Chris do one. That video's up, right?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. Okay,
it'll go up eventually.
Yeah, stay tuned, because Chris did one, and he knows about as much as Pokemon as I do about football. So it's awesome, to say the least.
I think we need to do a football podcast one of these days.
We do.
No, but Mimikyu, if I could talk right.
You don't know.
Mimikyu.
I call them Michu, so it's
okay. No, from Sun and Moon is kind of really a neat concept. You know, he's actually one of my favorite ones too. I don't know. It's kind of saying something about me that all these weird character traits of you know what would be cool.
Well, we started with Magikarp, so I think we're on. You know, we started good.
Yeah. No, Mimikyu I really like, because he's this like ghost type Pokemon, and he disguises himself to look like Pikachu.
Right. Because
obviously, like we said, Pikachu's one of the more popular Pokemon, and he just wants to be friends, right?
Yeah.
So supposedly, according to the Pokemon Pokédex entry on him, is that if like you were to see what was underneath his like disguise, that you know a lot of people would die of shock and fright.
Really?
That's what it actually says. So you know you got another dark one for something that looks so cute in this like cute little Pikachu costume. So it's just interesting, just what you know these writers do. I mean,
some of them are really cool. Like oh man, Parasect.
Yeah, Parasect and Paris are like are being mind controlled by the fungus that's growing on them. So that's kind of crazy too. Like, you know, there's all these just dark like little lore bits in this child's game. So, and I guess that's why as adults we you know some of us still like it, you know.
Yeah, I was watching just one of the mini shows on Pokemon about Pokemon on YouTube, and one of them I was seeing that they really focus on this one of the games has this whole side story where this gentleman like ends up passing away. Like you go to his gym and then or like doctor's office or something like that, and then if you come back later he was like real sick or something.
Yeah.
And then you come back and it turns out he had passed away or something like that. But they do that a lot. And
yeah, the original one, they kind of implied that you killed one of your rival's Pokemon, because he's
really?
at the Pokemon cemetery, like, you know, kind of at this grave, and then you notice, like, you know, a certain Pokemon's not in his party anymore.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You know, and you know the anime, like just the regular Pokemon anime that's going on, that's a lot more kid friendly. But you look at something like the uncut mangas from Japan, even Pokemon Origins, like the fights are actually brutal. Where like Pokemon die, Pokemon get like beat up like pretty bad. So
there was I'm sure you probably saw it. There was a fan made film like a while back where it's like Pokemon. Yeah, that it was really cool, and I kind of wanted to see the movie because it was all about like how Pokemon, the competitiveness was gone, and now there's like underground street tournaments, and you know, and now Pokemon are like starting to revolt. It's I don't know if you ever saw that, but you should definitely check it out. It's
I
really
do.
Cool.
For some reason, I've somehow missed that. So.
Yeah, I'll show it to you a little bit later, but. Yeah, man, that's some really cool ideas, and it's cool to, you know, being there. We're at like 700 something Pokemon now.
Oh, good lord, yeah.
Yeah, so you know, there's always something you can tie onto it, but you know that's really all I got for you, dude. Like I have enjoyed this quick little conversation. So, Yeah, what are your favorite Pokemon? What kind of philosophy can you tie to it? Has there any Pokemon that inspire you, or just Pokemon that you just think are badass? Me personally, I like Scyther, and not because he does one thing or another, just because he's a praying mantis with swords for arms, and Blastoise because he's a turtle, and I like turtles. So. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us on this very first episode of the Code Breaker. Hopefully we cracked them codes and got you some cheat codes and other words that involved codes. So, give us a like down here at the bottom. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed our video. And let's talk more Pokemon. And let's talk about other stuff on our future shows. So I want to thank August.
Hey, it was a pleasure.
Blah, blah, blah. See you guys next time.